I know what you're thinking. That was a bit ropey. But you see, I'm learning. I'm trying to learn the piano for my Mindfulness Imagination Fair. And that's the start. I first had lessons to play the piano when I was 10. And I haven't played since. I did brief lessons, and my mum was a excellent pianist. I never took it on, and now, some 30 odd years later, I wish I had. So I'm starting again using the magic of YouTube and my mother's piano, which I'm enjoying using. So that's a piece by Coldplay, which I'm learning, just picking it up and trying from there. And what I want to explain, welcome to my Mindfulness Imaginations Portal Studio. Number four we're on. And what I'd like to explain is the power of your imagination, and how if you can visualize something, then that can take you on the path. So you see, it's important to keep learning through life. That's possibly a trick to youthfulness, like the picture of Dorian Gray. Although, what did he learn? I don't know. Not a very good story to use. But you never stop learning in your life. Always learn. There are so many new skills you can learn. It's never too late to try out new things. For your own personal enjoyment, it's important to look after yourself. And if there's something that you want to do, if there's something that you want to achieve, a mindfulness meditation would ask you to visualize seeing yourself doing it. And when you visualize that, that sets your subconscious on a journey towards achieving it. And then you follow that path. Our logical brain wishes to tell us what steps to take. You do this, you do that to reach that. Well, yes, in some aspects, but to be honest with you, you're only learning how somebody else did it. You're not learning how you're going to do it. And most of the time, when you go on a journey, it's when you look back to see the steps that you took that you can see the process. We're too focused at the moment, well, not at the moment, but certainly as our lives were busier, now we're in lockdown, it's sort of eased off a bit, the brakes have been put on a bit. But we were too focused on the result, getting the result. And, you know, part of the process is the learning process. That's the enjoyment of it, and learning a new skill, and ultimately feeling good about yourself for having gone through that process to get to where you are. Like Groundhog Day, when he learns the piano, he does it for days and days and days and days and days, and eventually he can impress Andy McDowell because he is an excellent jazz pianist. But he's repeated the same process for weeks in order to get there. And I'm doing the same thing, thanks to lessons on YouTube. So we will do a meditation in a little minute. I'll explain one to you. What I want to do first of all is just tell you a quick story. I'm not going to go on as long as I did in previous videos. I want to tell you a story about a young lad. So it starts off long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, actually. And there was this young boy, a young man, lived on a farm. And he always looked out to the skyline, and he always looked up to the suns, and he looked up to the stars, and he wondered what was going on. He dreamt of another life. But he had jobs to do, and he considered himself too busy to really pursue anything. And anyway, one day he happens upon this crazy old wizard who starts to explain to him the wider world and the way things are operating in the wider universe. And actually there's a bit of magic flowing through this, and you can have access to this magic if you choose to do it. And he says, come with me and I'll teach you these magic tricks. I'll show them to you. And the young kid, he's so tempted. He's so tempted, but you know what? He's got to run in town and get some parts for the farm. He's got to look after all the stuff over there. He's just got too much on at the moment. So he says no, and then he walks away. Anyway, as chance should have it, because the universe does some strange things at times, all of the things that were holding him there were taken away from him, tragically in some instances, but it forced him into a decision. And he went with his gut instinct. He went with his subconscious. He went with his dreams. He went with his emotions. He said to the crazy old wizard, I'm going to follow you, and I'm going to realize the magic that's inside of me. So he does. And they go off on this crazy adventure and start meeting new people. And this crazy wizard starts to explain to him how this magic works and how the magic is in us. And it's all around us. It connects us to the ground. It connects us to the sky and the universe. It connects us to all living things. We are all part and parcel of the same thing. This piece of wood is a thing that we're connected to. And he said, your eyes can deceive you. Do not trust them. What he's saying is use your instincts, use your emotions, use your imagination, use your subconscious, and then step forward. And that's what this young farm boy does. He starts to use his feelings. He starts to use this energy that's in him and it's around him. And then guess what? He blows up the Death Star. He becomes a rebel hero, and then eventually he defeats the Empire. Yes, that's the story of Luke Skywalker, but it's such a simple story that it follows through all of mythological stories throughout all of our storytelling. It's the same story as used in The Lord of the Rings. It's used in countless Greek mythological stories, Roman mythology. A good book to highlight this would be Joseph Campbell's The Hero with 1,000 Faces, which highlights the use of this journey. And it's a journey that we all take. It's a journey that we can all take. It's about believing in you. It's about believing in the magic that lies within you. Okay, we might not be able to make objects start floating in the air like they do in Star Wars, but that's not the point. The point is believing in yourself and visualizing what it is that you want to do in order to reach the point that you've done it. And you can't put it on fast forward, but you are almost telling your subconscious brain, I'm there, I've done it. This is how it's going to be from now on. You're tricking yourself. It's a magic trick, and you all have access to that. So try it. So what I'd like you to do, if you would like to do a visualization meditation, is quite simple, and I will keep it simple for you so you can do it anytime. Like all of the ones that I've talked about on these videos, you don't have to be in a quiet space. You don't have to have bells ringing. You don't have to sit chanting. It's just about closing your mind and listening to your breathing. That's the trick. But visualizing then, when you're relaxed enough, when you feel you're in a state, I want you to visualize something that you want. And when you are visualizing it, you see yourself as having it and that you've got it. If you want to perform on stage, for instance, you visualize yourself actually performing on stage and the audience being amazed by you and clapping. If you want to learn a musical instrument, you visualize yourself playing the musical instrument to a brilliant level of understanding of it. If you want to, I don't know, put up some shelves at home, you visualize the shelves being up, and your brain will start to unlock the process of how to get there. And your logical brain starts to step in and say, oh, we should try this, or we should, that happened last time. Okay, your imagination says, well, we'll do that then. That's about unlocking your whole and realizing what it is that you want to do. You can have, it doesn't matter what your goal is at that particular point, it's understanding the visualization of it in order to reach it. That's the most important thing. That's what Luke Skywalker told us. That's what George Lucas told us. And that's what countless storytellers are telling us in all these wonderful stories that are going around, certainly the UK, certainly across the world. So thank you for listening. I hope that makes sense. I hope I've not bored you too much. And I will be back again doing another one of these next week while we remain in lockdown, I will continue on the video path. I'm hoping to try and do some podcasts too. Maybe that's coming up soon. In the meantime, subscribe to my channel and you will get regular updates for some of my funny videos as well. Check me on Twitter. You can catch me there. You can catch me on Instagram. And you can, if you want to say something, please do. I will always reply, or I'll try to reply anyway. Even on my blog, I did reply to 2 people just now because I didn't realize how to get the comments through. Anyway, it's all a bit, I'm not very technical. Anyway, stay safe out there, be well, and visualize your success, and you will get there. Ciao for now.